The ancient kingdom of Eldoria was draped in a heavy cloak of uncertainty. Its beloved king had passed, leaving no heir of royal blood, only a legacy of peace and a looming threat of chaos. Whispers rustled through the grand halls like dry leaves, speaking of ambitious lords and fearful citizens. The High Council, desperate to prevent civil war, turned to the oldest prophecy, the Sword of Veridian, embedded for centuries in an unyielding block of star iron within the Great Hall. Legend declared it would only release itself for the one possessing the true heart of a ruler, a heart pure in purpose and strong in compassion. The call went out across the land. Any soul who felt the call of destiny could come and try their hand among the hopefuls journeying to the capital. Was Elara, not a warrior or a noble, but a keeper of scrolls from a humble village library far in the northern hills. She arrived not with an entourage, but with calloused hands from mending books and a quiet spirit shaped by stories of Eldoria Euro's past glories and failures. She watched as powerful dukes clad in gleaming steel strained until veins bulged on their foreheads, their faces flushing crimson with exertion and humiliation as the sword remained immovable. Famed knights, heroes of tournaments, grunted and heaved, their pride crumbling as the ancient metal refused even the slightest tremor. Even a renowned scholar, believing logic could conquer legend, meticulously analyzed the stone and blade, only to walk away, baffled and defeated. A profound silence, thick with shared disappointment, settled over the vast hall, driven by a deep, inexplicable pull she couldn't name, a feeling more profound than mere curiosity. Elara found herself stepping forward as the last light of dusk painted the high windows crimson. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, a gasp of surprise, a few stifled laughs at the sight of her simple woolen dress, so unlike the silks and armor that had failed. Ignoring the stares, her heart pounding not with ambition, but with a fierce, protective love for her troubled land, Elara approached the dais. She felt the cool, smooth surface of the star iron beneath her fingertips, feeling its immense, silent age. She closed her eyes, thinking not of power, but of the weary farmer in her village, the anxious mother, the children needing safety. She thought of unity, not dominion. Then, with a touch as light as a butterfly landing, her fingers brushed the sword's worn leather grip. A collective gasp echoed like thunder as the impossible happened without a sound, without strain. The Sword of Veridian slid free from its ancient prison, as if it were lifting itself. It felt astonishingly light and warm in Elara's hand, humming with a gentle, resonant energy that traveled up her arm and filled her chest with a calm certainty. A pure, brilliant light erupted from the blade, bathing the entire hall in a warm, golden radiance that chased away every shadow, dazzling the eyes and silencing every doubt. It wasn't just light. It was an affirmation. Ancient magic recognizing a worthy spirit. Stunned silence held for a breathless moment before the hall erupted in a roar of pure, unadulterated awe. Elara's reign began not with conquest, but with listening. She walked among the people, her crown simple, the Sword of Veridian resting not as a weapon, but as a symbol beside her modest throne. She visited rain-starved farmlands, not to levy taxes, but to help dig irrigation channels alongside the farmers, her hands soon as dirty as theirs. She sat in smoky taverns and bustling market squares, hearing the grievances of merchants and the fears of weavers. She reopened the neglected libraries and established schools, believing knowledge was the true shield of a nation. Her decrees weren't shouted from battlements. They were crafted in council with elders, healers, and even former rivals, seeking solutions that lifted all, not just the privileged few. There were, of course, whispers of dissent, shadows of the old ambition. Lord Boren, who had strained so mightily against the sword, gathered disgruntled followers in the dark forests, plotting rebellion when his forces finally marched. A chill gripped the kingdom. Elara met them not at the head of a vast army, but standing calmly before the gates of the capital. The Sword of Veridian held point down before her, its light a soft beacon in the gloom. She spoke no threats, only words of shared history and the futility of brother fighting brother. As she spoke of the children who would lose fathers, the fields that would lie fallow, the light from the sword pulsed, growing warmer, washing over Boren's hardened soldiers one by one. Their weapons lowered Boren, confronted not with violence but with undeniable truth and compassion shining in Elara's eyes, fell to his knees, his own ambition crumbling to dust before the quiet power of the true Queen. Years flowed like a gentle river under Queen Elara's guidance. Eldoria blossomed, villages prospered, arts flourished, and the people knew a profound peace deeper than any enforced by fear. The Sword of Veridian rested in its place of honor, no longer trapped in stone, but free, its light dimmed to a constant, comforting glow, a silent witness on cool evenings. Elara would often stand on her balcony, looking out over the lantern-lit city and the star-strewn countryside beyond. She felt the sword's quiet hum, a constant reminder of that fateful touch. It hadn't chosen strength or lineage. It had chosen the quiet, resilient strength of a heart that loved purely and governed with open hands and unwavering kindness. It had chosen the servant, and in doing so, had found the greatest ruler Eldoria would ever know. Her reign was the story itself, a living testament to the power found in compassion and the quiet courage to step forward when called, proving that the greatest magic often resides not in spells, but in the human spirit.